50 years ago, my first job in the food industry was being a salad girl at a kitchen in northern Minnesota, where I learned how to emulsify dressings and fresh prep of greens and all the kitchen vegetables that came in the back door from the different farmers in the area. After that job, I started taking other jobs in the food industry. I learned all the fresh prep, I learned how to waitress, I learned how to bartend, and I ended up loving it. I wanted to be an artist when I grew up, so I put myself through art school working in the food industry. Got my culinary degree when I was 19, and my husband and I ran a catering business when I was a young artist and had a little baby boy. And we wanted to buy a little house, so we worked every weekend catering fresh organic foods for a really good group of people. And from that, I ended up freelancing in art, but I always wore my chef's apron on weekends. It was great. I love working in the food industry. In 2007, we decided to bring them to market. My last job as a designer was getting kind of quiet in my design business. And the people owned a great line of grocery stores, a big chain. And I took a chance and asked them if they would try my dressing. So Mrs. Kowalski made an appointment with me to meet with all her produce managers. I made big salads for everybody. They loved them. They wanted them fresh. They wanted them in the produce department, right next to all the fresh greens and all the salad fixings. So we would become the first fresh dressing for fresh greens on the shelves of any store in the whole United States 20 years ago. She called me back and she said, as soon as you can bring them to market, we'll put them on our shelves. So Jim and I went to farmers market that year, kind of a fancy farmers market downtown Minneapolis, and we sold out the first weekend. We scaled up and sold out the next weekend. We rented a commercial kitchen, and by the end of that year, we had a big commercial kitchen. I think I was bottling 1,200 a week, and that was all I could do. So we needed to find a co-packer. One day, the people that I was buying the honey from came to me and said, hey, what are you making? You buy all that honey from us, what are you making? So I showed him, and he was like, wow. They called us back. He said, you know what? We want to co-pack you. So we went from commercial kitchen, farmer's market, first year on the shelf of 8 stores in the refrigerated produce area in 2008. When we first started Salad Girl, I felt like Lucille Ball on the Lucy Show. Not everything went perfectly straight. There were a lot of hiccups. We, had a big learning curve. Being an artist, even being in the food industry, learning how to bottle dressings and bring them to the grocery shelf, totally different world. We were in a glass jar when we first started. I loved the look, it was just beautiful. And I had a cute little tin cover, and I designed all our labels, so I just loved the aesthetic. It looked beautiful, it looked homemade, it looked farmy. It was great, but they start breaking, especially if they were high up on the shelf. It would scare ladies, and they would fall off the shelf and break. So we want to find a packaging system that is recyclable, that can be made over and over and over again and reused. We found a place in Madison, Wisconsin that takes our bottles, they're rPET, and they recycle them and remake them on a constant basis. They each have 10 lights, which is really amazing. It's been a serendipitous journey. It really has. Connecting with the right people, meeting and sharing our story with them. And the only way I would be here right now or growing is because of community. It's because everybody here is gathering for a reason. Those connections are powerful. The magic of people gathering together and the things that people come to me and share and the things that I can share with all the other people here. It's just the perfect place to be. I'm Pamela Powell. I own Salad Girl Organic Salad Dressing Company, and this is Connection Stories.